So, how can you become your spouse's paid caregiver? That's a loaded question because it isn't the same for everyone. It's going to vary on what state you live in, how much money and assets you own, your income. These are all going to be vital to getting Medicaid long-term care. That's the first thing. Now, if you can have $120,000 in the state of Florida, I know that one. I think it's gone up a little bit since then. I'm sorry. Let me move this around because I need to do some reading on my laptop. When I was in Maine, there was nothing. I couldn't even get any other caregiver. I couldn't get any care for my poor husband. And they were not helpful at Area Agency on Aging and Elder Care. They had absolutely nothing for me for information except that you can apply to Catholic Charities. It's a 2-year waiting list and you get 2 hours a month. So, and I needed to work at that time, so I had to hire my own caregiver for my husband so that I could go make some money. So where you want to go online so you can search the rules, and you may be able to search it by your state, but I'm not sure. But I do highly recommend that you find your local area agency on aging and give them a call. That's the number one place I send everybody to. Right now we had CARES down here, but they're in financial distress. So Area Agency on Aging is the government agency that, or I'm not sure who funds it, but it always seems to be in play, and they have a very close relationship with the government in the state that you're in. And I've never heard of them going broke. So the states that are listed on the website, MedicaidPlanningAssistance.org. MedicaidPlanningAssistance.org. Now, this has nothing to do with Medicare, a separate program, and which does not pay for caregiving unless you just got out of a surgery, hospital situation, etc. So there are, hey, cut that out. Okay, a community first choice. So when my husband qualified, we had to get all the Medicare waivers, and it was Area Agency on Aging who helped us to do that. They did everything for us, sent a woman over. It was fantastic. If you're in Florida, you're in a good state for assistance. And it says, so we had a program called Participant Directed Option. Now you could go into the regular health care plan that you had under Medicaid, and they would find you a provider, or you could take the bull by the horns and find your own provider. And naturally, I was going to be Dennis's. So Dennis had to sign all the paperwork that said he wanted to make his own choice, and I was the choice. And then you have to accept whatever your Florida plan under Medicaid paid. And our plan, the first one, didn't pay squat. And then when we changed, because Humana was so horrible under Medicaid, and we switched to Simply, pay scale went up $4 an hour. That's something to remember. You might have to, and you know, they won't tell you these things when you're trying to pick your plan, because down here, even though it's Medicaid, it's not one program. There's like 6, 7, even more different companies that provide the medical, and you have to pick one. and Humana was the wrong one. So, live and learn. Community first choice option. That's the same as our PDO. So at the time of this writing, and it doesn't say what the year is, the following 9 states have implemented this option, and they are Alaska, California, Connecticut, Maryland, Montana, New York, Oregon, Texas, and Washington, but that's under that program. Self-directed personal assistance services. Where is that big long list of Medicaid eligibility? Getting started. I know there's more that will pay a spouse. This is not, here they are. Is this the full list? Here's the full list. All 50 states and the District of Columbia offer some type of Medicaid-funded consumer-directed personal care assistance program. Well, I'll tell you, at the time, if Maine was offering it, I didn't know about it because my elder care organization in that area of the boonies of Maine did not tell me about it. They said there was absolutely nothing to help us. I don't know. So in these states, an adult child can get paid. Not all of them will allow a spouse to be paid. I don't know what they think we're supposed to live on when your spouse is ill. I mean, really ill, and they need your constant assistance for everything. How are you expected to bring an income in? It's a good question, right? The states that are listed that will allow a friend or relative, but not necessarily a spouse, are Alabama, Arizona, California, Colorado, Delaware, Florida, Hawaii, Kentucky, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire. Yeah, that sounds about right because Maine isn't there. New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, Utah, Vermont, and Wisconsin. The amount of funds received are dependent on an assessment of the elderly individual's needs and the average wage for home care aid in the state and the geographic region in which one lives. There are multiple types of Medicaid programs under which family members or friends can receive compensation. Caregivers may have to meet specific state requirements or become certified Medicaid providers in the state in which they reside in order to be paid by Medicaid. So it isn't clear cut and dry. Depending on your state, you may not be eligible as a spouse to be paid, or you may have to jump a load of hoops. It was quite cut and dry, extremely frustrating because I'm going to tell you something. The amount of paperwork was astronomical. And it didn't end there. There was constantly paperwork. That's one time in my life I thought I might actually lose my mind. So your best bet is, like I said, contact your area agency on aging. They'll help you. Very important. So to Karen, so sorry about the troubles in your family right now. I do hope things improve, but please take the bull by the horns. Call for your mother or mother-in-law. I can't remember the exact message to me at this time. And call your area agency on aging. Just Google it. It'll come up. Call the 800 number, say I need, the one in my state and county, and they'll help you. And don't give up because they're very, very, very busy, and you might have to call several times over and over and over again till you get them to call you back. Give them a few days, you don't hear from them, call back. Give them a few more, call back. Sometimes you have to be the squeaky wheel to get the oil. So that's all I really can tell you. because I only was familiar what I went through here in Florida. And I did appreciate that PDO option. And it made a big difference in our lives, because not only did we get his Social Security check, we got me as a paid caregiver, and we were still under income levels to be able to get food stamps, and I was able to get Medicaid, and but we didn't have any resources left. So, you know, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I wish you all luck, and don't be afraid to open up that computer, search on that phone, can I be a paid spouse caregiver in the state of, fill in the blank, and you'll get a lot of information just from there. All right, good luck. Keep your chin up. Bye.